Hello and welcome, mourners, to the Dirge of Mourning. I am your host, Andrew, alongside Terry. Today we'll be looking at Solemn Echoes with their album Into the Depths of Sorrow, released in 2021. We are gathered here for the third installment of the Summer of Suffering.
Yes, we are.
Please place your flowers on the casket. Foreboding and haunting music is our intro instrumental, lasting 1 minute and 33 seconds. And it's a nice little intro. It was quite nice. It set the tone and mood, I think.
I thought it was soft and atmospheric.
Dark and heavy guitar and ambient sound start us off, lasting until 33 seconds, where the full-on funeral doom begins. The eerie shift and synthesizing sounds with spoken word are just fantastically doomy. These elements complement the vocals so well, you can kind of hear the anguish in the vocals. At 3 minutes and 53 seconds, the guitar sound almost mimics someone crying, and I thought that was extremely well done. The music has another shift to a more mournful struggle in its more atmospheric parts here. Again, the band does a great job of bringing all of that together. And we're only at 5 minutes and 5 seconds. At this point, the eerie pain is now more somber, as spoken word is done as if death itself has come to take us away.
That's sad.
It's a very, very sad and depressing song.
Yes.
And speaking of which, at 6 minutes and 48 seconds, the darkness returns in all of its doom metal glory, with heavy emphasis on idea of taking one's last breath. It almost sounds like that is what's transpiring here, as we get the spoken death growls to help emphasize this element, creating a mood that is just somber, melancholy, all of those kind of words rolled into one at the 9 minute and 16 seconds.
I mean, I just can't say sad enough.
It's a good track. It honestly is. It just blew me away just how awesome this first track was. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Synthesized intro with the mournful metal known as funeral doom sets the tone as spoken word guides us through a miserable moment, lasting 1 minute and 11 seconds. Then spoken death growls is what we get next, which, by the way, on a quick side note here, there is just something about those spoken death growls here that it seems to be perfected on this album.
Yes, I did notice that. And it's very easy to understand. So it's refreshing in a way. I mean, yeah, it's scary and deep and, dark, but it's refreshing to be able to hear this. And it is kind of a blend of that spoken word and that death growl, which is unique.
It is. And again, this is something that I might dive into further down the line, but we'll come back to those elements later. And then, out of nowhere, female spoken word. Excuse me, I was not expecting that one. That was interesting. A fantastic addition, though. I will have to wholeheartedly agree that if they ever do a second album, I'd like more of that.
Yeah, it's nice.
At about the 2 minute and 14 second mark, the funeral doom continues, the grief-stricken music washing over you. Honestly, I almost forgot that, we were actually supposed to be writing a review of this album. It wasn't until I heard the whole entire album at least twice that I realized I had to write up this track.
Oh, yeah, you get caught up in it.
I do, because again, it's so powerful and just emotional. It's just awesome.
It is, but it's also easy to just put on and listen to.
It is. It proves that this band has great talent for making just dark, heavy, but soft and somber music.
Yes, it's both.
The track comes to an end with a faded synthesizer at 11 minutes and 7 seconds. The sound of twilight is the intro to this somber metal music. At 1 minute and 8 seconds, spoken word with keyboard is truly on point here. It's eerie and haunting, as if melodies are crying out to be heard.
Yeah, I like this piano or keyboard or whatever playing throughout. I did enjoy that with this song.
Again, you can just sit back and enjoy every moment of this music. In fact, I'm going to go so far to say that perhaps this is a song that has started something entirely new. I'm going to just come in and say that this might be a new subgenre. I am going to dub this particular style not just funeral doom, but eulogy doom.
I like that.
And again, I'll expand on that element further down the line. Spoken word and the death growls are mixed to create a masterpiece. I think we have, again, stumbled upon a true mix of the kind of stuff that you would see at an actual funeral where someone would read poetry or recite lyrics to something, mixed with that classical funeral doom style. Truly getting across the talent of the band and the vocal. The track ends at 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Eerie and atmospheric, with female vocals as the funeral doom and death growls come in to make a more depressive mood. Yet, there is just something that just washes over you again.
Yeah, the opening with the woman's voice, I really like that.
There was just something about it that just had a more melancholy feel to it, but it was so well done that you don't mind it too much.
Well, it tends to add another layer to the song.
Agreed. There's something there, yeah.
Just another layer of something, yeah.
And again, what I would say to people is, honestly, just go out and listen to them. I cannot put into words just how awesome this track was in terms of its emotion, its performance. All of the elements that you want are here in this album. And again, we've only just hit track 5.
Well, something I mentioned on my note here about, I put stars by this. The guitar melody throughout. The guitar melody. I must have really enjoyed that.
It is phenomenal. I just cannot recommend this enough. The track ends at 8 minutes and 3 seconds. Female vocals in funeral doom. There any other way to start a track like this? I don't think so.
Yeah, this one is a special song.
I will agree with that, yes.
I really enjoyed this one.
And that's just the first minute and 31 seconds. More spoken word comes in, as somber as can be. It's almost as if the singer has truly given up as the spoken death growls start. But then the music shifts with the vocals, giving it a more uncomfortable, bleak feeling to its darkness. And I have to say, because it does honestly bear repeating, go and listen to the damn album.
Yeah, this one I put lots of stars by, because this particular track, I really like not just the meaning, but the sound. It got a different sort of sound to it. So, and when I talk about the lyrics, I would get into some of that.
I guess the best way I could describe the music is like taking a melancholy walk through a cemetery.
I found this one to be a bit softer, especially in certain parts.
A true masterclass in funeral doom.
Yeah, this one was really, really good. Yeah.
A lot of bands should take note on how to do a first album, and this is how you do it. There's nothing else to say about how awesome this track is. It just ends at 11 minutes and 16 seconds. Guitar intro as the band expresses their pain and misery as spoken word comes in to match that funeral doom sound we all know and love. Or mourn over? Take your pick. Every element on this track is dripping with melancholy and atmosphere. And that's just the first 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Then the somber melodies come in with more spoken word. The funeral doom sound continues with a mix of death growls and spoken word. This track truly does take you into the depths of sorrow with every minute that passes.
This one sure does. And I also noticed nice piano. Absolutely sad, devastating song, but nice piano. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
One of my favorite tracks on this album, and it ends at 10 minutes and 24 seconds. Outro instrumental. Piano and eerie ambient sound is heard. Male footsteps and the sound of a rope swinging are heard as a door opens and female footsteps enter the room. This track lasts 1 minute and 31 seconds.
You hear it and it's kind of creepy.
A dismal end to a very dismal album. Overall thoughts on the music?
I enjoyed it. It was, to me, pretty much just your funeral doom, but there were some interesting insertions of atmospheric, and then guitar was good. I liked the guitar throughout, and the piano.
I'm going to put it like this. The band overall has a talent that is undeniable. As stated before, each note, each tone that shifts is done mournfully, and those vocal styles are just incredible.
Yeah, that's the standout, really. Yeah.
I think that particular vocal technique that he has utilized before, but I think it shines on this album a bit more.
I do too. I agree.
I think he truly has created something really different and unique here, which gives me the idea to, like I said, later on expand on this idea known as, or what I'm going to dub as, Eulogy Doom. But again, more on that later. I would say that the overall elements of the music are just outstanding, and again, if you haven't gone and listened to this album, or you forgot it even exists, go and listen to it.
After I've taken my last breath.
What a really weird title to start off with, no? You think that'd be the last track?
So, spoken word, beautiful. This theme, I believe, is about release from the world and from pain. And in the song, quote unquote, they talk about calmness and about eternal sleep has been granted. I think it's, the release, the moment of.
Right, and to kind of emphasize that, I'm going to read my favorite little paragraph here. The pain I endure, the agony I felt, my scars no longer hurt. All of my burdens are forever gone.
Great, because I do want to say this about this song. Listen to this one, and with not just the lyrics, but with the music as well. This song reminded me a lot of some Helllight songs. It has something to it that just sounds similar.
I will agree with that.
I'm not saying it's just like that, but...
No, you can definitely hear an influence. You can definitely hear an influence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely say that, this is someone finally, as they take their last breath, and finally to be at peace. Yeah. There's no more suffering, there's no more pain, there's no anguish. It's just, I can let it all go now.
Eternal sleep has been granted. The cold wind blows. Okay, so what really, really captured me with this song, the very first word in Death Growl, death. It just grabbed my attention. And so I think what we have here is death being described as a person or a spirit.
I believe so, yes.
It is a conversation with death as a she, a woman. It's a personification of death. So even though there might not actually be a spirit or a person, it's taking the idea of death and giving it that personification.
I would agree with that, yeah. That's pretty much what I got from it as well.
I thought it was interesting, and I did enjoy that.
Especially from...
I just enjoyed conversations with death so much, but I mean, it was different and interesting that, wrapped around in my head, and I'm like...
Well, see, here's the thing. Like to emphasize that point, though, I'll read this part. I keep looking for comfort, but she's the only one who knows I'm dying inside. She speaks to me. And again, like, it's that whole conversation of, here's what I'm trying to, this is what death is offering. And like you said right at the very beginning of the song, death is what death offers.
Abandoned. This is, very heavy, very dark idea of being not only alone, but being pushed away. I mean, it's bad enough you're alone in pain and dying, but you're being pushed away as well.
Well, to actually emphasize that whole entire point, I'm going to read this. Falling into my pit of darkness, I yelled for you, but you didn't hear me. I reached out my hand, you pushed it away.
There's nothing worse than feeling bad and then have somebody throw something crappy at you.
Exactly.
So this is about being brokenhearted. This is about being not understanding what's going on. Feelings of hurt, anger, pain, not having anyone to turn to. No comfort, total abandonment by everyone and everything. So that is a really dark idea. Have you ever felt that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Again, I think this is a universal feeling.
Yeah. So, it's expressed very well in the song. So dark. I love the way it's being described to us. Like, a lot of people know these feelings, but they cannot put things into words about it.
Again, this is why Funeral Doom will always be the top tier for expressing human thoughts and feelings.
A worthless disgrace.
So we went from being abandoned to just fucking hating ourselves.
I mean, when I look at the words, a worthless disgrace, I think of, garbage. Like, you can't escape that it's the pits, the bottom, right? Okay.
Well, again, allow me to read this particular line.
Well, I have a line as well, so let's see if our lines match up.
Okay. A black hole of deadly emotions. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I have a different line.
What's yours?
Endless oblivion of helplessness. This plague never goes away. So the words that capture me in this, in the lyrics to this song: numb, frozen, broken, nothing. And of course, this oblivion of helplessness and plague. When you think of plague is a big word to use for your personal feelings,
It is. And again, like, in case anyone is, like, confused, we laugh so we don't cry at how fucking heavy these lyrics are, for fuck's sake. Like, these are brilliantly written.
We're not laughing at them.
No.
We're trying to lighten up a bit, so...
Yeah, because these are, again, they are heavy lyrics to read. They may seem like, standard, but when you put it into the context of what's going on here, again, I'm going to read another bit that just sort of, like, hits me. Wandering the streets at night with all of my dreams of death. And guess what? I can relate to that, because I used to do that. I used to actually go out at night and just wander around aimlessly. I was at, like, my lowest point in my life. So I can relate to this song a lot.
They are dealing with something that is awful, and the feeling I get is that there is, I don't know if they say this in the lyrics, I don't have the lyrics up right now, but no end in sight.
Right. That is generally the gist of it, yes.
Yeah, that this is what it's gonna be. Now, how can we relate to this? Well, I think basically been somewhere else, higher up, at some point in your life,
and you come crashing down. Yep.
Yeah. So that's where I think that feeling.
Again, wonderfully written, dark, heavy, relatable shit is basically what we're saying here.
Solitude for the dying. What is the theme? The theme is acceptance. All of a sudden, we have a whole different theme going on here. This is why I just absolutely love this song. It changed from the depths of despair of everything, to, they mention the word peace over and over. Peace. No more fear. Body failing, but mind clear. So this line, what is in store for me, I will not know until the time has come. And to me, this is really, really an important line, because this is exactly how I feel about death in general. No one can tell me what happens, because no one knows until it happens.
It happens, yeah.
And I think we either fear it, feel like it's horrible, oh my God, what's going to happen? Or we just accept it. We say to ourselves, okay, this is something that eventually, each of us, myself included, it's going to happen.
It's a part of life, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I do say a lot to a lot of people, death is a part of life. So this has a meaning to me. And then what was it really interesting about this song was somewhere, I don't know if it's middle or toward the end of the middle or whatever, birds singing. We have birds singing.
Huh, I didn't notice that.
And so to me, the birds singing equal peace and hope. So there is this small lightness in, this is to me the only song that brings this up at all.
So basically there is sort of like light at the end of the tunnel, regardless of what your experience is right now.
Well, it's in the mind. Like when you're going through something, I believe, it's not just going to be this stage, then this stage, then this stage. It's your fluctuations of stages may happen.
Yeah, they're fragmented, yeah.
Yeah. So this one, we're talking about no more fear. We're talking about, even the music is softer. The music's a bit softer. And if you notice in the lyrics, the very final word is peace. You have a mind looking for just simple peace.
No, I 100% agree with that interpretation, honestly, because that's pretty much what I came to the conclusion of it.
Yeah, and the softer music really made an impression with the lyrics. Into the depths of sorrow. Once again, we are being thrown back. Forget about the birds singing. Forget about all the peace and loving feelings and hope, and forget all about that, because we are back into the darkness and sorrow. So this is what I think is going on. Just as I said in the last song, we have fluctuations of feelings. So for a little glimmer of a moment, there's this, I'm going to let go and there will be peace. Oh, but no, and you're back in the pain. You've got the darkness, the sorrow. These words are in the lyrics. Broken, scared, alone. Once again, alone.
Again, it has those elements of, like we were discussing earlier, this repetitive theme of clawing your way to the top and then just being dragged back down again constantly by your own worst enemy, which is yourself.
Well, you know what this reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of, say, a person who has really bad cancer, and they'll start to have things go better and then back down. This kind of life, very sad, and it does happen to a lot of people. Also, I noticed in the lyrics, they spoke about basically what I would describe as a loss of energy to do or to feel anything. There's just that sort of numbness, that loss, like I can't do anything. I can't.
In fact, that's kind of what I had written up as like my favorite sort of lines here.
Yeah.
A broken mind, a broken soul, no energy to scream, no energy to cry. I'm falling deeper into the depths of sorrow.
Yeah, so there we go, Into the Depths of Sorrow, the title of this song. What a beautiful ending. I mean, yeah, sad, but
my God,
it full circle.
It does. It does. Album art.
What are you thinking of this?
Well, first off, I have to say this. Thank Christ I don't have to talk about AI bullshit, because this is not AI. This happened before AI was a thing. So, yay.
Well, I actually really like this art.
I do too. It is a painting of a forest that is, I would say, in the autumn stages.
Well, it's kind of a bleak forest.
Exactly, I was just about to say that. It is very bleak.
We're staring at a dead tree.
as the sun behind it is either rising or falling.
Yes. And this is a very bleak landscape. It is not a very
No, it's not rainbows and sunshine. No.
No, this is, a place you probably wouldn't want to hang out.
But I think it captures the mood and tone of what
Yeah.
the album talks about.
Absolutely.
And for that, I'm giving it a 9.9 out of 10.
That's perfect. I like that.
Album scoring.
Well, I really liked the album more than I thought. It's so funny. I say that almost every. I really liked it more than I thought I would, but I did.
Well, see, this is the great thing about sitting doing these reviews is because, at first you're kind of like, I'm not sure if this is going to be a decent album or not. And then you actually listen to it, you're like, holy crap, it was.
Right. So I'm with you on whatever you give. I'll just agree with you because I'm pretty sure you're going to give it what I would give it anyways.
Well, again, for their first album, and if they do decide to make more, even better. But it's something that Funeral Doom fans need to have in their collection. That's why I'm giving it a solid 9.9 out of 10.
I knew you were going to give it that, and that's why I said I would just agree with you, because I would give it that as well. Once again, surprised that I'm saying that, and surprised that, I feel that way. But some of these albums that maybe people haven't heard of so much,
exactly. And that, again,
listen to, take a good listen to.
Absolutely, and that's why, again, I'm giving it that very solid 9.9 out of 10. Final thought.
Well, for me, overall, a very dark, a depressing sort of listen, but yet there is that one glimmer in there. I liked the way things sounded. It sounded solid.
I would agree 100%. Again, what else can I say? I could talk about this album for hours. Honestly, phenomenal album. Don't forget to check out their Mournful Offerings, links in the description. Until next time, mourners, remember, every day is a funeral.